Agile ceremonies are structured meetings and events that are an integral part of Agile project management methodologies. These ceremonies provide teams with opportunities to collaborate, communicate, plan, review, and adapt their work in a flexible and iterative manner. The ceremonies help teams to stay focused, continuously improve, and deliver value to customers more effectively. What are Agile ceremonies? Iterative planning, backlog refinement, Agile retrospectives, daily stand-up, iteration review. Agile ceremonies play a crucial role in Agile projects for several reasons. Communication and collaboration. Agile ceremonies provide structured opportunities for team members, stakeholders, and product owners to communicate and collaborate. Regular interactions help ensure that everyone is on the same page, fostering better understanding of project goals, progress, and challenges. Transparency. Ceremonies promote transparency by allowing all stakeholders to have visibility into the project's progress, priorities, and challenges. This transparency builds trust among team members and with external stakeholders. Adaptation. Agile methodologies emphasize adaptability and responsiveness. Ceremonies like sprint planning and retrospective enable the team to review and adjust their approach. By discussing what went well and what could be improved, teams can make adjustments to their processes for continuous improvement. Feedback loop. Ceremonies such as sprint reviews and increment reviews allow stakeholders to provide feedback on the work completed by the team. This feedback loop helps the team validate their assumptions, make necessary adjustments, and ensure that the delivered product aligns with the stakeholders' expectations. Focus and prioritization. Ceremonies help the team stay focused on their goals and priorities. Sprint planning sessions, for instance, assist in selecting a manageable amount of work for the upcoming sprint, avoiding overcommitment and distractions. Coordination. Daily stand-up meetings facilitate coordination among team members by sharing updates and identifying any roadblocks. This ensures that team members are aware of each other's progress and can offer assistance if needed. Engagement and ownership. Ceremonies foster a sense of ownership and engagement among team members. When they actively participate in planning, reviewing, and reflecting on their work, they are more invested in the success of the project. Predictability. By adhering to regular ceremonies, Agile teams establish a cadence and rhythm for their work. This predictability aids in setting expectations for stakeholders and allows for more effective planning. Eliminating waste. Agile ceremonies help identify inefficiencies and wasteful practices. Through regular retrospectives, teams can identify and address process bottlenecks, unnecessary activities, and non-value added work. Continuous improvement. The sprint retrospective is dedicated to reflecting on the team's processes and identifying areas for improvement. This commitment to continuous improvement leads to more efficient workflows and better outcomes over time. In summary, Agile ceremonies serve as the backbone of Agile methodologies by providing a structured framework for collaboration, communication, adaptation, and continuous improvement. These ceremonies enable teams to work more effectively, deliver higher quality products, and meet changing requirements while fostering a culture of openness and collaboration. Iteration planning is an essential aspect of Agile project management, commonly used in methodologies like Scrum. It's a collaborative event that takes place before each iteration, also known as a sprint, to prepare the development team for the work they will undertake in the upcoming iteration. Let's break down the key elements of iteration planning based on the Project Management Professional (PMP) and Agile Certified Practitioner (ACP) exam perspectives. Purpose. Iteration planning is designed to accomplish the following objectives. Clarify the details of the backlog items. The team reviews the backlog items, user stories, tasks, or requirements, and ensures that everyone understands what needs to be developed or completed during the iteration. Define acceptance criteria. The team discusses and defines the specific criteria that must be met for each backlog item to be considered complete and ready for release. Estimate work effort. The team estimates the effort required to complete each backlog item, helping to allocate work appropriately and ensure a realistic iteration commitment. Participants. Scrum Master. Facilitates the meeting, ensures adherence to Agile principles, and assists in keeping the meeting focused. Product owner provides clarification and answers questions about the backlog items and acceptance criteria. Development team responsible for selecting backlog items, breaking them down into tasks, estimating effort, and committing to what can be accomplished during the iteration. Agenda. The iteration planning meeting typically consists of two parts. Part 1. What to work on. The product owner presents the prioritized backlog items for the upcoming iteration. The team discusses the items, asks questions for clarification, and seeks additional details. The team may further break down larger backlog items into smaller tasks if necessary. Based on the discussions, the team selects a set of backlog items they believe they can complete within the iteration. Part 2. How to do the work. For each selected backlog item, the team discusses and estimates the effort required to complete it. The team considers its capacity and past performance to determine how many backlog items they can commit to. The team also defines the acceptance criteria that need to be met for each item to be considered done. Output. At the end of the iteration planning meeting, the team should have a clear understanding of the backlog items and their acceptance criteria, an estimated effort for each backlog item in terms of hours, story points, or another relevant unit, a commitment to the number of backlog items they will work on during the iteration. It's important to note that while the process of iteration planning remains consistent, the terminology and details might vary based on the methodology or framework being used, e.g., Scrum, Kanban, XP. In Agile methodologies, iteration planning contributes to flexibility, adaptability, and collaboration among team members, allowing for adjustments based on feedback and changing priorities. Backlog refinement, also known as backlog grooming or backlog refinement, is a crucial practice within Agile methodologies, particularly in Scrum. It involves continuously improving and maintaining the product backlog to ensure that it contains well-defined, prioritized, and actionable items that the development team can work on in upcoming iterations. Let's explore the concept of backlog refinement based on the perspectives of the Project Management Professional, PMP, and Agile Certified Practitioner, ACP, exams. Purpose. The primary purpose of backlog refinement is to ensure that the product backlog remains in a state where items are well prepared, well understood, and ready for the development team to pick up in upcoming iterations. This practice helps streamline the workflow and contributes to a smoother sprint planning process. Participants. Product owner. The product owner is responsible for leading the backlog refinement process. They clarify requirements, prioritize items, and answer questions from the development team. Development team. The team participates in the refinement sessions to understand backlog items, ask clarifying questions, estimate effort, and suggest improvements. Frequency. Backlog refinement is an ongoing practice, and it occurs throughout the project lifecycle. It's usually conducted in dedicated meetings that are held regularly, often between iterations, sprints. The frequency of these meetings can vary but is commonly held once or twice per sprint. Activities in backlog refinement. During backlog refinement meetings, the following activities take place. Review. The team reviews the backlog items that are not yet ready for the upcoming iteration. These items might have been added recently or have insufficient detail for implementation. Clarification. The product owner provides more details, answers questions, and ensures that the team has a clear understanding of the requirements and expectations. Estimation. The team estimates the effort required to complete each backlog item. This estimation helps in prioritizing items and understanding the team's capacity for upcoming sprints. Reprioritization. The product owner may adjust the prioritization of backlog items based on changing business needs, customer feedback, or other considerations. Splitting and refining. If a backlog item is too large or complex, the team might discuss breaking it down into smaller, more manageable pieces. This makes it easier to plan and complete the work incrementally. Outputs. After a backlog refinement session, the following outcomes are achieved. Well-prepared backlog items. The backlog items are updated with more clarity, detail, and acceptance criteria. Estimated effort. The items now have estimated effort, which helps in making informed decisions during sprint planning. Improved prioritization. The items are reprioritized if necessary, based on the current project goals and market demands. Backlog refinement contributes to a more efficient sprint planning process because the development team has a clearer understanding of the work and can make better commitments for the upcoming iteration. It also reduces uncertainty and minimizes interruptions during sprints. The daily stand-up, also known as the daily scrum, is a fundamental practice within Agile methodologies, especially in Scrum. It involves a brief and focused daily meeting where the project team comes together to share updates, coordinate efforts, and address any obstacles. Let's delve into the concept of the daily stand-up based on the perspectives of the project management professional, PMP, and Agile Certified Practitioner, ACP, exams. Purpose. The primary purpose of the daily stand-up is to foster communication, collaboration, and transparency among the project team members. It allows the team to synchronize their efforts, identify and address challenges, and ensure that everyone is aligned towards achieving the sprint goals. Participants. Scrum Master facilitates the daily stand-up, ensuring that it remains focused and time-bound. The Scrum Master also helps remove any obstacles that the team members bring up. Product Owner participates in the meeting to stay informed about the team's progress and to answer any questions regarding backlog items. Development Team. The team members themselves are the core participants of the daily stand-up. They share their updates and coordinate their tasks. Frequency and duration. The daily stand-up is a daily event held at the same time and place. It's typically a short meeting, lasting no more than 15 minutes. This brevity encourages participants to keep their updates concise and focused. Structure of the daily stand-up. During the daily stand-up, each team member answers 3 key questions. What did I do yesterday? Each team member briefly shares what work they completed in the previous day. What will I do today? Team members communicate their planned tasks for the current day. Are there any obstacles? If a team member is facing any obstacles or challenges that are impeding their progress, they bring it up during this part of the meeting. Key principles. Standing meeting. The name, stand-up, comes from the practice of conducting the meeting while standing. This encourages brevity and keeps the meeting focused. Daily commitment. By declaring their intentions for the day, team members commit to their tasks, fostering accountability and transparency. Obstacle resolution. The daily stand-up highlights any obstacles early, allowing the Scrum Master to facilitate their resolution quickly. Coordination. Team members learn about each other's progress, which helps coordinate efforts and prevent overlaps or gaps in work. Outputs. The outcomes of the daily stand-up include improved alignment among team members, increased visibility into the progress of tasks, early identification of obstacles or challenges, facilitation of rapid problem-solving and collaboration. It's important to note that while the principles of the daily stand-up remain consistent, its structure and terminology might vary based on the specific Agile framework being used. Overall, the daily stand-up is a crucial practice for maintaining focus, adaptability, and collaboration within Agile teams. An iteration review, also known as a sprint review in Scrum, is a significant event within Agile methodologies that marks the conclusion of an iteration or sprint. The purpose of this review is to showcase the work that the development team has completed during the iteration and gather feedback from stakeholders. Let's explore the concept of iteration review based on the perspectives of the project management professional, PMP, and Agile Certified Practitioner, ACP, exams. Purpose. The primary purpose of an iteration review is to achieve the following objectives. Demonstration of work. The development team demonstrates the completed features, user stories, or other deliverables that were planned for the iteration. Gathering feedback. Stakeholders, including the product owner and potentially other stakeholders, provide feedback on the work that was demonstrated. Insight into progress. The review provides transparency into the progress of the project and helps stakeholders understand the state of the product. Participants. Development team. The team that worked on the items during the iteration presents their completed work. Product owner. The product owner is a key participant who assesses the work against the acceptance criteria and provides input on the product's alignment with business goals. Stakeholders. Anyone with an interest in the project's outcomes, including customers, users, and other relevant parties, may attend to provide feedback. Agenda and activities. The iteration review typically includes the following activities. Demonstration. The development team showcases the completed work, using functional demos, presentations, or other suitable methods to illustrate the features. Feedback. Stakeholders offer feedback on the demonstrated work. This feedback helps the team understand whether they're meeting expectations and if any adjustments are necessary. Retrospective. Depending on the Agile framework being used, a brief retrospective may be conducted to gather input from the team about what went well, what could be improved, and what challenges were faced. Outputs. The outcomes of the iteration review include feedback. The team receives valuable feedback on their work, which can guide future iterations and improvements. Visibility. Stakeholders gain a clear understanding of the progress made and the current state of the product. Decision-making. The feedback and insights gathered during the review can influence decisions about prioritization, adjustments to the product, and future iterations. Impact on next iteration. The feedback collected during the iteration review contributes to the refinement and reprioritization of the product backlog for the next iteration. It helps the team determine what new features or improvements to focus on and how to adjust their plans based on stakeholder input. Continuous improvement. Iteration reviews are also a chance for the team to reflect on their processes, gather insights from stakeholders, and refine their approach to delivering value. While the principles of an iteration review remain consistent, the specific structure and terminology may vary based on the Agile framework being used. Overall, the review is a crucial practice for maintaining transparency, adapting to changing needs, and ensuring that the product is meeting stakeholder expectations. Agile retrospectives are essential practices within Agile methodologies, aimed at fostering continuous improvement by reflecting on the team's processes, interactions, and outcomes. They provide a structured opportunity for the team to review their work, identify areas for enhancement, and make adjustments to both the process and the product. Let's dive into the concept of Agile retrospectives based on the perspectives of the Project Management Professional, PMP, and Agile Certified Practitioner, ACP, exams. Purpose. The primary purpose of an Agile retrospective is to achieve the following objectives. Reflection. Team members reflect on their recent work, the processes followed, and the outcomes achieved. Continuous improvement. The retrospective aims to identify areas where the team can enhance their processes, collaboration, and product quality. Empowerment. Retrospectives empower the team to voice their opinions, share insights, and collectively decide on changes that can lead to better outcomes. Participants. Entire team. This includes all members of the cross-functional team, such as developers, testers, designers, and any other relevant roles. Scrum Master, or Facilitator. The Scrum Master typically facilitates the retrospective to ensure that the process is effective and productive. Product Owner. While not mandatory, having the product owner present can provide insights from a stakeholder perspective. Frequency. Agile retrospectives are held at the end of each iteration, sprint, but they can also be conducted at other intervals as needed. The regularity ensures that the team consistently examines and improves their work processes. Structure of Agile retrospectives. Agile retrospectives typically follow a structured format, often divided into several phases. Set the stage. Create a positive and open atmosphere for the retrospective. This phase might include icebreakers or activities to get everyone engaged. Gather data. Collect information about the recent iteration, including both positive aspects and challenges. This can involve reviewing metrics, discussing what went well and what didn't, and sharing observations. Generate insights. Analyze the gathered data to identify patterns, root causes, and areas for improvement. Decide what to do. Collaboratively decide on action items and changes that the team wants to implement in the next iteration to address the identified improvements. Close the retrospective. Summarize the insights, action items, and decisions made during the retrospective. Ensure that everyone is on the same page regarding the next steps. Outputs. The outcomes of Agile retrospectives include action items, specific changes, experiments, or improvements that the team agrees to implement in the next iteration. Insights. A deeper understanding of how the team functions, what's working well, and what needs to change. Team building. Improved collaboration, trust, and communication within the team. Lessons learned approach. Agile retrospectives align with the lessons learned approach of traditional project management. However, in the Agile context, they occur more frequently and emphasize ongoing improvement throughout the project. Overall, Agile retrospectives are powerful tools for promoting a culture of continuous improvement and adaptability within Agile teams. They provide a platform for open communication, knowledge sharing, and making meaningful adjustments that enhance both the process and the final product. Thank you for watching the video, and very soon we will see you in our next video on another PMP topic. Happy learning!